Yo, assalamu alaikum, wagwan. You're now locked into the Crossover DXB of myself, Myers and Freek in the building. What you saying to me, my guy?
I'm good, bro. How you been?
I've been good. What about you?
Been good, man. You know, the usual, the grind every week.
Grinding every week.
Every week.
You know the vibes. Before we even get into it, make sure you like and subscribe. You know the vibes, all that good stuff. Production team's always on to me. Make sure you say it. How many times do you say it? All this good, whatever. We're going to just crack on anyway.
Let's go.
Today we're joined by a special guest who, in my opinion, hilarious, yeah?
Yeah.
Good energy downstairs. You know, you have to test them out. No, let's go for a food, work out the vibes. You know, you got to go light. Don't want to give away too much of your personality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Podding's funny. Yeah. Me and my guy Jibber, he's in the background. We're saying you don't really want to talk to guests too early to kind of work them out. They can work you out. Yeah. Anyway, nothing.
I just want quick one.
Go on.
All the Bitcoin heads right now just tuning in.
Yeah, tune in. Open up the Binance because we're gonna get the real insight to what's really good. Okay, so yeah, like I said, good energy. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Comedian, social media sensation.
Sounds about right.
Done already. Originally from Egypt, living in the States, you know the vibes. We have Maze Vault in the building.
Hey,
what's good?
Hey, what's up?
What you saying, homie? What you saying? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
I love that intro. I'm already excited now.
Oh, come on. We like to look after our guests here, innit? I mean, we had Jibber on last time, but he didn't really get that same reception. He hasn't quite got there yet, but he's in the back. You know what I'm saying? He's in the back. He's supporting the team. So shout out Jibber. You know the vibes, right? So for me personally, it's funny because I come across your stuff solely on Explore page, and I think that's just down to maybe who I'm following and how it comes around and whatever else. And I started looking into your content. Extremely funny. I see a lot of character there. I can tell that you're from the States in terms of how you speak, how you come across, the level of confidence. So I just think it's funny the fact that you're based in the States, that you're here with us now. So it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an energy thing. I don't know. Yeah, but
maybe it was an accident. You never know.
Maybe it was an accident.
Maybe I just got into the wrong podcast.
Maybe. Well, wait,
you never know.
I'll let you decide that after. Do you know what I'm saying? After we're done. But yeah, with that being said, let's tap into your story a little bit. You know, we can see you have X amount of 1,000 followers and stuff like that. Like, you know, what is it that you do, and you know, how did you get to where you are today? Like, where do we start?
So I pretty much do me, and what I mean by that is like I share a lot of relatable content that's you know, that's specific to me growing up or things I can relate to, family, comedy, things like that. Yeah. So that's the type of content I put out.
Right. Okay.
And it's sick is that because not only Arab people can relate to you, you know? Like it's sick that it's just even in the States people can relate to you, and even if you don't understand Arabic, you start repeating whatever you're saying. You know?
And that's crazy because like people always ask me like, oh, like how are you this big this fast? And I'm like, honestly, my content, it's me in it, but it's really not about me. It's like about how much another person sees themselves in me. So it's like kind of like I'm kind of like a reflection.
Like a reflection,
to the other person. Like, oh, this has happened to me. Oh, my mom is like that. Yeah. And that it just goes through different cultures all over the world. So
would you say that this was like a certain level of strategy, or is it something that you had maybe had a personal account, posted something, got so many retweets or reshares or whatever it is you call it, and then it's like, shit, I've got something here, I should tap into this? Or was this a conscious effort to build your platform?
So it kind of was like a mix of both, right? So I started off like with a jewelry company with my mom. So I was spending a lot of time with my mom. And then we would just like randomly be kicking it, and I would post a story with my mom. And even though I do hours of like taking pretty pictures of jewelry and whatnot, like once I'd post a story with my mom and I just talking and like fighting or saying something, it would boom. Bigger and better than any of the other things I would put so much effort into.
And you're like, what?
Yeah, and I'm like, what in the damn hell is this? The audacity. Yeah. But it's like you can't be discouraged when you see numbers like that. You have to learn, right? So I noticed something was booming, and then I started like brainstorming about it, thinking, yo, why is this doing well and why isn't this? Like, I guess because at that time everybody was saturated with pretty pictures and stuff. Like, and then when I think about it, we didn't have enough relatable content. Like, I'm an Arab girl with my mom, two female dominant female characters kicking it, showcasing a different image than people are used to.
Yeah. And like you said, it's relatable. So
literally, like what happens in her house, it happens in every Arabic household.
Right.
And it's funny. That's why I was like, what the hell? That's exactly what my mom would say, you know?
It's
like,
funny because me and you chop it up frequent. Often. You come to the crib, we're here, we kick it. And you have made me aware that, yes, there's an Arabic culture, but there's a lot of subdivisions.
Yeah.
So how does your content cross over to, you know, an Egyptian crowd, an Emirati crowd? Or like, is it something that you would say is broad or quite specific?
I think it comes down to having like being a first generation in a country, right? So I'm a first generation Egyptian American. So a lot of the themes are like foreign moms.
Yeah.
And that's like all over the world. I like the slipper is a universal language, you know?
Yeah. That's
the desk stare.
The belt's a universal language.
The desk stare is a universal language.
That way. To be fair, like I said, I've seen the content and a lot of the stuff even I can relate to.
Yeah.
And how my mom goes on. And if I put a camera in my mom's like, Mom's get out of the camera. What are you doing? Do you know what I'm saying? So of course people are going to relate to that. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially people that are quote unquote immigrants or might not necessarily come from the Western world in generation. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and I think like for me living in America, we don't see a lot of like widespread images of like loving families when it comes to Arabs. So we do have a lot of themes that people connect with: food, laughter, family. Like there's so many things that are not shown. And that when it is, it's so beautiful to see everybody coming together and like, yo, my mom's the same way. I'm Spanish. I'm from here. But we have the same thing. So it's a beautiful thing to be in control and be able to like share your narrative or share your life story or certain things with people.
So when you're going about normal life, are there things that you see and you're like, right, I need to write that down because
absolutely. Are you joking? Absolutely, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. There's so many times where someone will tell me something and we all start arguing and fighting and I'm like, yo, that's a good piece of content. Whatever makes people like start talking to each other, arguing, I don't know. I meet a lot of creators that get like, oh my God, they're fighting in the comments. Me, I'm like, I love it. Keep fighting. I'm like, that's good conversation.
Of course, engagement, right?
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
It shows that it's organic, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, when you see anyone with 1,000 positive comments, it's definitely fake. Like nobody's gonna.
You cannot please everybody. That's
no
for
way.
sure.
No way. And people love the arguments, man. Even if someone is a fan, you see a fan of you still arguing about you.
Yeah, and you know what as well? Obviously, you're in the Arabic rap world. You're very much in social media. I don't know if it's just me because I'm a bit of a weirdo online, and we can.
Oh yeah, we know.
We'll get to that.
Let's get to that.
However, like I find myself, say for example, I'm looking at a blog page, and then you see the image and you see a little caption. Naturally, I don't know why, I'll just tap the comments. Just to see what the vibes are in the comment. Why do I do that? I should just be scrolling through my timeline, but I stop and tap the comments. Am I the only one that does that? Or
sometimes
you're the only one.
I really think the comments sometimes are better than the video.
100%.
For me, I enjoy the comments. Like my brother too. My brother's like, he'll repeat comments to me. I'm like, you read that? He's like, I enjoy the comments more because you get to see other people's perspectives.
Yes.
And sometimes people are funnier than you. They come up with stuff that you were like, damn, how did they come up with that?
But do you guys even watch the video or you just go straight to the comments?
No, like I'll watch the video and then I will see what the narrative is because for me, I would have an opinion, but in my head, I'm thinking, I wonder if people share the same opinion in the comments. Like, I wonder if someone's voiced how I feel in the comments. And 9 times out of 10, they have. So, and if they haven't, I'm not one to go and comment, but I'm thinking to myself, if someone had said this, maybe this could go this way or that way. So I just think it's funny that you would look at the image or video and then check the comments, and then next thing you know, it's a vibe, more of a vibe in the comment section.
Let me tell you what it is. By the time you've watched the video, you're already invested, right? Like you have an opinion, you're like, okay. And then we're always like trying to find community. So you want to see what else other people are saying. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's a trap, but
It is.
It's a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
It's a thing.
It's more than pictures and videos and stuff like that, isn't it? So, yeah, it's good. It's a community in the
Bro, I
comments.
know people tag other people just to join the comments. Like, they don't even watch the video. They're just gonna read and just comment.
Yeah.
They don't engage about anything else. And that's what's scary right now about social media. Some people don't even see the context, don't see what he's trying to present. They just want to join the hype, the family, the community.
When it's something that you can relate to, like I said, mate, when I first come across you, you was talking about bloody Ethereum.
And I still am. And you don't say I used to. Now you're giving me bad press. I still am.
Still looking.
Don't play with me.
I thought you stopped talking about it because, you know what I'm saying, took a young dip in the market. So
I'm waiting for it to be picked up. That's why I'm single. I'm waiting for the market to get picked up so my feelings get picked up too. And this guy's the worst. Like, he's giving me bad vibes right now.
For me, yeah, it was perfect. I was like, oh my days, this is something that I'm interested in. I'm studying and whatever else. I'm trying to understand. And people, a female especially, do you know what I'm saying? Taking that and turning it into content, like humorous content, I think was perfect. Like,
it's sick.
you know what I'm saying? It shed light on the idea and everything like that.
That's funny that you actually flipped it. It's that character.
Yes.
Yes. Always on the hunt. It's sick. Because it was about Bill Gates. And then it was like, you know what? Even if you have Bitcoins.
No.
So it's just that character. And to me, when I saw it, I'm like, she needs to start acting. You need to have your own fucking series or show or whatever. Like,
series, man.
Just start.
See, Freek knows what he's talking about. You need to work a little bit on your skills. Freek has a go.
I think it should be dope. Like, if you just, that's the character.
You know, but that's what I'm working towards, for sure.
Because a lot of people actually have, like, female have a lot of relation to that. Looking for a husband. I don't know, what's the Arab thing if it's a female? I don't know.
No, it's a general thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Hot girl summer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Guys suck. Yeah, that's
don't you think that narrative can be
right
no, I'm good. Look, listen.
Yeah.
You got to ease
Why are you sweating?
You know what's funny?
Does it apply?
When I said
what did you do before? I want to know.
You know when I said yo, salam alaikum, you're now locked in. She like this. Now I've warmed her up. Now she's, you know what I'm saying,
I'm curious
doing
now.
the jabs now. Now
I'm
she's
in the comment section now. You got me in the comment section.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now she's here. We can get to it.
No.
You know, the vibe.
Freek, tell me what he... Write it down. Let me know what he did.
Hey, listen. So what's the line? Like, you lot talk Arabic, yeah? I'm not that familiar on... I know a few phrases, yeah? But like... Call me a Barbie. What's all that about? What's that mean?
Some
like,
things
call
come
me
from
a babe. Like, what's all that vibe? What's the vibes there?
How do I explain it to
I know
somebody?
I got a few Arab man in that will, you know, call her, bibty up. You know?
Bro,
so if you want me to hook you up, she like, look. You know what I'm saying?
If I would have known the podcast would have went like this, I would have applied some lipstick or something. But I had no idea they were going to hook me up.
Then again, I don't think she actually... the content is kind of universal. Like, you don't need to understand Arabic to understand what she's trying to say. Right?
Big facts.
Papi, Bobby, Habibi. It's still...
Yeah.
And Habibi is not even Arabic anymore. Everyone is using it.
No, it was serious. I'm not going to lie. And you had the... I think what was clever, because I'm looking at it... When I analyze content, I see it for what it is. Yeah. I check the product, but then I'm looking into the business side of things. And I think what is very smart is that there's certain content that you put up, you have subtitles where, and it translate when you translate.
Yeah.
So it will maintain English, but you might say something in Egyptian or Arabic or something like that. So at least I can get it. And I think that's very smart, because now what you're doing is you're broadening the demographic.
And I did that also because I had a few people who were like, hey, May, I really want to enjoy your content, but I'm deaf. And like deaf people like to laugh too. So please keep us in mind. So ever since I got that comment, every single video is subtitled. Every single video.
Sick.
That's good.
I put in the time and effort in it. Sometimes I talk a lot sometimes.
You think so? I don't think you do. You know what though?
Well, compared to you.
But you know what? I think even that alone is a testament to your comedy, because for a deaf person to understand but not be able to hear what you're saying is clearly humorous. So then they've gone out of their way to DM you and give you advice on, you know, it would allow them to get involved in your content,
Yeah.
and you've taken that on board. So you're actively listening to your fan base.
For
You know what I'm
sure, for
saying?
sure.
So on a serious note, it's smart. It's smart.
And
as well.
I will take the time to comment. Like, a lot of people don't comment back, but I love like engaging. Like, the comment section, like, it's not just for other people. Like, I like to talk to the people who always support and like take the time out of your day to write a comment. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go on.
What's up?
There's a lot of people right now on social media. They start their career trying to be comedians. Are you gonna start rapping after that?
Wow, are you feeling intimidated?
A lot of them, bro. A lot of those people started rapping. Like,
are you throwing
2 years
shade?
deep. 2 years deep. They're like, you know what? I can write a song. And the thing is, they're gonna blow up more than me, bro. That's
Because they have the clout. They have the.
that's the sad thing, bro. But it's like some of them actually, I'm a fan of them. They actually did it pretty well, you know. So that's why I asked the question. I'm like,
I don't think it's a question. I think it's you venting and throwing shade.
That's the insecurity creeping out.
Yeah, I don't really.
Are you gonna start rapping? Like,
I
because
don't-
this is my market.
Because mate, I might need a verse.
Wow.
You know what I mean? 'Cause I might
Just
need
say
a
how
verse.
you feel next time. You don't have to say, "Hey, I have a question for you," and then say how you feel.
Hey, I'm not being funny.
Just say how you feel. These men need therapy. Like, just don't do that. Okay.
Hey, I'm not being funny, but boy, while she's here, there's no harm in trying to get a skit. But we talk business.
Or get me
after,
on a
you know
rap
what I'm saying?
song. Why don't you get me on a rap song?
I want to know. So later on, I have a verse.
Come here,
you know?
Barbie. Yo, young skit
Yo.
there.
That's the name of the song. Done.
Done. But I want a
That's
young
it.
5%
On the royalties.
You ain't getting
Look.
nothing.
Bro, I'm giving you business here. What's
I
going
am the
on?
business.
All right, say no more. But you know what? It's a good point there, yeah? What do you guys think about people that start their careers in one field and transfer into another field?
Yeah.
Would you be more accepting if I don't want to say basketballer, but a comedian, people see you as funny. So
Yeah.
to then start rapping some gangster shit, it's going to be difficult for that to translate.
I think a lot of people don't even notice most of these rappers that used to do other shit,
yeah.
but no one knew. You know what I mean?
Drake, for example, used to
Yeah,
act. So
bro.
these
Fresh
things-
Montana used to shoot, used to film,
Yeah,
used to film.
he was a cameraman.
Yeah, and then boom. You know what I mean? Like, bro, if you're good at Red Cross,
Yeah,
you know what I
correction
mean?
officer.
And then you can be anything, bro. And like Drake, you said it. He was in acting, you know. So, bro, if you're good, you're good. If you're multi-talented, then
I have a different perspective. What if, like, for a creative person, like, I don't like to be boxed in, like, for a certain thing. So what if instead of saying, "Are you gonna rap?"
it's not boxing.
No, but I'm saying, like, maybe you should be encouraging other creatives to do different things or try to find themselves creatively. Like, maybe it shouldn't feel like it's an ego, like, oh, I've been doing it for so long now, this person's popping all of a sudden. Maybe it should be like an inclusive thing.
No, definitely.
Like, where you encourage it. I always, and a lot of people don't do content because of that. They're like, yo, I'm so scared to
I
start
know.
because I don't do that. Like, I've
know.
never done it before.
Yeah,
So same thing with the rapping.
Good
I
point.
just feel like,
No. Definitely, I'm not one of those.
He's changing his mind now.
Do you know what?
Because-
I
yeah.
hear what you're saying, but when it comes to rap, I think with rap, people question how genuine it is.
Yeah.
So I think if you were translated from being a comedian into acting, I can't see you having an issue with that. Furthermore, a lot of comedians, whether they're on social media or whether they do stand up, whether you're a big Kevin Hart or whether you're a, I don't know, like a, I'm trying to think of someone that like is big on social media that has transferred into. There's a lot of people that are on like Wilding Out that have got jobs and stuff that
What's
are doing
What's
like.
that name?
There's loads of them, but I can't think off the top of my head. So I think that's more of a direction that people wouldn't question. But then,
So what about Drake when he was an actor and he turned into a rapper?
but I think to this
killed
day,
He killed it.
he killed
yeah,
it.
so
Nevertheless,
I feel
though,
like don't be boxed in.
no, and I agree with you.
Never,
I agree with you. But
yeah.
there's certain avenues where you will be questioned. I think
Yeah.
Drake to this day still struggles with people not accepting him as street.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
And you don't have to. And I think that's something that he has to. I'm not telling Drake. Obviously, Drake knows what he's doing. But there's certain things that come with transferring your field.
Yeah. What's the type of content you're gonna create? Because it needs to relate.
It needs to marry what
To
you've
what-
done in
yeah,
the
yeah,
past.
exactly, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that you can't change anything. If there's anyone, yeah, perception.
But the thing is, Rick Ross killed that.
Kobe As a basketball player, after retirement, he won an Oscar.
Facts.
Bro, Jordan played
See,
baseball.
I'm on your
bro.
wave. I'm on your wave.
Bro, I don't think there's a way to. I think you can be a gangster if you want to. Rick Ross used to be.
But that's not the question. Wasn't gangster or not?
Yeah,
Wait,
just
are you
rap.
saying rap equals gangster? Like it has to be
No,
gangster?
no.
So then that's it.
No.
Conversation over.
No, but it's a funny conversation because I disagree to those who think if they are at the top of something, they have to actually respect what they're doing before that. Really, at least you know. So because it needs to make sense later on. You know.
Yeah, I think you definitely can transfer fields. You can even do two at once.
Yeah.
As long as you're dedicated to it and you're not disrespecting that particular field. You're not exploiting it for.
But I also think as a generation, we also progress in different ways that we make it, right? So like we can talk about people who make it big on the internet and then drop an album and everybody wants to listen to it.
Yeah.
And that would compete with like a traditional artist who's spending years in the studio, going up to record labels, handing out CDs and stuff, obviously, like, and so there is like a sense of bitterness towards that. But you can't blame the person that's doing it in the now ways.
Absolutely.
And you can't like just try to like block their blessings, you know?
Yeah, like that's
hard.
That's a sick point. Like the old rappers now hate the new ones
Exactly.
actually going up because now we don't have to sell none.
Stand-up comedians hate me because I'm on the internet, but like, no, I'm
but
serious.
that's how it goes, though.
Because
That's how it
stand-up
goes.
comedians work for years to fill up a room.
Yeah.
When like for me, I've been working every day, but whatever, I have a different muscle and I can fill up a room, you know?
And there are different avenues to get to the same destination. So you shouldn't wrong someone
adapting.
for
Like you're talented.
But I don't think of stand-up comedians as less talented or like, oh, they do this, so
They're
oh my
not
god,
adapting to-
they don't
to
use their
that.
phone, they don't blog. Like I don't think of them like that. I think they have a different muscle, and I have a different.
But
Like
they
I have a
have
lot
to.
of respect for them.
I think they have to.
Question.
Huh?
Logan Paul.
Exactly.
But they have to. They have
See?
to adapt. Every business needs to adapt. Like that's the tools. You need to use it. If you're like, yo, I'm not on TikTok because it's not me, then
you're gonna fall behind.
and you gotta, yeah, that's how it
Exactly.
works. Like you're not supposed to get upset.
True. With that being said, has it come across your mind to maybe venture out, still continue doing what you're doing, but for example, like an acting?
Oh, for sure,
Or
for
something
sure.
like that.
I never stay. I don't like to stay in one place for so long, and I always like I want to work. You know, I want to go to work. You know, and also like things don't last forever, right? So I might be hot today, but tomorrow like everything might crash. So I always like try to put feelers out. No, not even fillers. I try to do as much as I can right now. Like I don't want to live with regret. Like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. But
do you have your eyes set on like another place that you're trying to get to, or
I think
at
mainstream
least
media,
explore?
for sure. Like even like you said, like having my own show or having my own series, hosting big events, like mainstream media type stuff.
It's good to put it out there as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think you should do.
If anybody's listening,
you know what I'm saying? If anyone's listening,
I am tired of Instagram.
do a Mace talk show, late night talk show.
Yeah.
Mace, that would be sick.
that can work still. So okay,
One thing. My name is May. A lot of people call me Mace.
Why? Why though?
why is her name May?
No,
Or-
why do I call him Mace?
I don't know.
But it
And
could be
I feel like
accent.
you should know the person you're podcasting.
The hell was that, bro? My bad, bro.
But no, so you know what it is
Do
though?
not listen or follow or subscribe to this.
I've seen-
I want to say I'm against this podcast.
You know what? It's funny you say that because some people's accents and the way they say things, like I feel like I've got friends that put S on everything. So I might be like, I've listened to Joe Budden.
Are you
Like,
getting
Joe
it? Are you having his back?
Joe Budden's. Like, I don't like, no, bro, it's Joe Budden.
Listen, man, listen.
He's trying to have your back.
English is not my first language.
Oh.
There you go, there you go,
God.
there you go. All right, so look, okay,
But Semay is international, so you better learn it.
there you go.
I don't care.
What was I gonna say? So one thing I do like and do appreciate is obviously you're doing the Instagram. Are you on like TikTok as well?
Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
For sure.
So things like that, like, do you have to sit down and actively teach yourself how to use these tools, like, or do you have someone running it for you, or
No,
like, are you
no.
investing in time into understanding how these how these platforms work, how the algorithms work, how to be more widespread?
I used to invest a lot of time when I first started, like learning algorithm and things. But at this point, none of that will ever measure up to being like relatable and having good content. You could post content any time of the day, and if it's good, it will pop off. I do learn, like I handle my own social accounts, and I'm like, when it comes to my stuff, I'm very like a control freak. Like I don't like anybody having my accounts. I don't like anybody touching it or posting for me.
Yeah.
I edit all my content myself. But I do put in time to learn like certain tools that would help my content. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the point that I'm trying to get across.
But it's very simple. Like a lot of it is take the video, either cut some parts out and upload, like press post. It's not as hard as people make it seem. Like it's not that serious. Just start it. Just do it, you know?
I think that's what's important. That's what I'm trying to get out there. The fact that if you're trying to pursue a dream, then you have to do an element of research or understand how the apps work. Not necessarily algorithms, but even it's better to self-produce rather than when you start delegating, then you're giving other people the power.
You have to take the steps up. You have to learn how to do it the right way yourself, and then do it enough times where you have shortcuts or things that you can do. And then like when you reach to a level where you can't handle it yourself and you're so booked and busy, which I'm still not booked and busy yet, so you keep booking me. When you get to that level, then you can start delegating the easy stuff to people and having a formula so that you could tell anybody and they do it.
Yeah.
But you have your style already figured out and written down.
Yeah. No, I hear that. What's your situation?
Oh, why? What do you mean situation?
Because I want to relate to your current situation. So if I ask you, would you allow your husband or
I'm
boyfriend?
single.
Oh, you're single?
I am single.
So okay, you're single. You meet a guy.
Uh-huh.
You get on with him well. It's like not your perfect guy. No one's perfect, but you definitely think to yourself, he could be the one. But he's got like a few girlfriends or one in particular that is his homie. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you have an issue with that?
Does he want to die? Does he want to die? No, because there's respect levels, right? So is she popping up everywhere we're at?
No, I'm trying to.
Is she home minding her business?
I want you to answer the question at this
And
base
when we
level,
need to use,
and then we're gonna dig into
Is it a yes or no though?
You don't ask me nothing. You don't put me in no corner. So after what you just put us through, after all the confusion you started, I need you to quiet.
You got 40 seconds.
I feel like I went on an elevator up to the 73rd floor and dropped down after hearing your answer.
So the answer is no.
The answer is yes, he can have girlfriends from very far, right? Like it has to be, like there has to be distance. And I have to like them. If I don't like them.
So does it have to get more distant?
You're just not going to like nobody.
And I have to like his family. If I don't like his, no, I'm just kidding.
The closer you get to the more distant they have to become.
Listen.
Yeah, because there's a respect level. I'm not going to expect him to act the same. Like, don't think you're going to get into a relationship with me and things are going to be the same before the relationship and after, right? So if y'all are hanging out every Thursday and it's a tradition, best believe when I get into the picture and you want to seriously get married,
that's not allowed.
Y'all are not hanging out every Thursday.
But what about hanging with one of his? What about hanging around one of his boyfriends and seeing his boyfriend every Thursday is traditional?
What? Say that again?
What if it was a male friend? Okay. And hanging out with him every Thursday is traditional. You won't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
You would or wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
So it's
no, but that might also change. Like if we have different circumstances and I need him on a Thursday, he better break the tradition too.
But why wouldn't he would do that regardless of the sex of the friend?
Bro, because
I just did say the same answer. I said if there's a tradition and I'm in the picture and I want to break the tradition, it's gonna be broken.
It's broken. Okay. What I was trying to get to as well is
I am number one. That's what I'm trying to say. What the hell? Does that answer?
Does it matter?
Listen.
In your opinion, does it matter? Right? Because for me, we don't have to get into me. But
what do you feel? Yeah, I want to know.
Is it a yes or no?
I wouldn't mind. Actually, I don't even mind whatsoever. If anything, I would probably encourage it, but there's a level. why I would encourage it is because if we're going through something, I would much rather her. You're like, no, fuck that.
How you gonna encourage that?
He's like Westerners, man.
Yeah,
he's like shaming us. He's like the haram corners right here. I've never felt more judged from an Arab than from you, Freek. Honestly, you're just like,
guys, you know what I mean? That's
he's just like the heathens are on this side of the table.
Bro, put it this way though, yeah. If you have an argument with your missus, we all have them, yeah.
Bro, imagine she calls your friend complaining about you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But wouldn't you rather her go to a? Let's just give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He's got his own family.
Okay.
He is not interested in her. They've been friends from when primary school. Yeah, elementary.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no insecurity about their relationship. Okay. Wouldn't you rather your girl go to him, and express her concerns, so she can get a guy's perspective on things? Because I think girls talking to guys.
Is it your boy?
No, even if it's just her friend.
Is he your guy?
It's not my guy, but
I have a question for both of you now. I have a question.
1 second.
Okay.
You need to fuck with him.
No, obviously I'll fuck with him.
If he's one of those guys that you're not really close with.
I know
it was him.
Suspect.
Fucking was him?
No.
You have to fucking with him.
You have to.
This is getting really weird. I don't understand.
What I'm trying to say is I'll much prefer.
Wait, but I have a question. Do guys usually look at girls like even if they're friends? Have they ever like their mind has gone there, right? Or are you saying it never goes there?
It happens.
Okay.
It happens, but I feel like most women. I feel like most women, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
If their guy,
it's not gonna happen. Bro.
If their guy does have a girlfriend, they would much rather her be quote unquote unattractive.
Ooh.
Wait, so you're saying if
the mic is yours.
Are you calling me ugly? Wait, what happened? What just happened? You're saying if calm down. I need to understand what the question is first. You're saying
when I ask a friend. 50-50.
No. You're saying if your guy has a girlfriend that's ugly?
No, yeah. So if you meet someone, or say your guy has a girlfriend, I feel like you would much prefer the girlfriend to be unattractive.
I don't prefer anything. I prefer her to move out the way when I have to be around.
Wait, say so. No one. All right, cool.
But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Guys have the weirdest tastes. You know, I don't want to get into it, but like you'll think that the person isn't, and then it's not like y'all have the high standards. So don't play with me. Y'all need to get corrected.
All right, they're cool. I hear.
But you're cool with it. You're cool with it to a certain extent.
No, I'm cool with it to a certain extent. Obviously, some extents are mad. Like I saw on the Shade Room, one girl was in a club with her boy, a male friend. It was Moneybag Yo's missus.
Oh, yeah.
And she was dancing, like twerking on the friend.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's cool.
Because he's gay.
And then he found out later that he was homosexual. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know whether that could still fly. But obviously we don't have to get into that.
Yes, yeah.
I'm thoroughly confused.
Yeah, let's move. Who put you onto Ethereum? Who put you onto Bitcoin? Like, how you know about all this stuff?
Well, first of all, I can educate the internet is a really interesting tool, number one. Number two, I was talking to my friend Amr here in Dubai. Mm-hmm. And, like he was telling me, he was like, May, you really got to invest your money. You got to put your money into, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a real thing. And then he was telling me how much he made off of Bitcoin. And I was like, oh, all of a sudden you look so much more attractive to me. What's up? And then we started dying. He's like, yo, you're a Bitcoin digger. And we started crying, like dying of it, of laughter.
So
on the
in
phone.
your mind, you're like, yep.
So, and then I was like, yo, what's the name of the things you're saying? Like, because I had no idea. I was like, what? Yeah. Ethereum? And I'm making him spell it, and I'm reading it from a notebook. So that's actually the video.
Yeah.
It happened in real life. And then I was like, if you have any of those, let me up. He's dead serious. Because
it was so early.
From the heart.
Yeah. It was so early that I was like, how does she... And the fact that if you had just said Bitcoin, it wouldn't have been as funny. But the fact that you said Ethereum, that you would have to know what's going on to mention that.
Oh, I had no idea.
So to the masses, when I've seen it, I was like, nah, she's on point. Like it's early doors as well, so I had to respect it. That's properly crazy. Massive. You must have got good feedback from that, but from a certain demographic.
Yeah,
maybe more men found that more humorous. I don't know, like, or people that are obviously investors and bankers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So did you get a different reception?
For sure, that video opened up a whole new audience for me, and it was crazy. Like, it was insane. You know, you do things, and that's why I always encourage people to just go and do something. Like, don't just sit there. I just posted it. I didn't even think, like, if I think it would have been that big, I would have added a watermark to my video because it got posted on so many videos.
Yeah, we posted it. It was serious.
I've seen it on 9gags.
It was on 9gag.
That's sick.
And I just got a whole new audience. But that's the thing about being a content creator. You're always on the new wave. So even like I had no idea what was happening, but it was a new wave. So I work with it. You know what I mean? You work with things that come up.
Do you find like certain skits, you get certain feedback from certain people, if that makes sense?
Like hate?
So, no, not hate, but talking about, like, for example, the Ethereum thing, then you might have a lot of investors that'll be laughing and you get a different type of audience. So then if you're talking about, even when you're like discussing things with your mom and stuff like that, and like, you know, whether it's in the Arabic culture or different types of, then you get a different type of reception. Do you find like certain skits get more views than others and you've realized that, or is it just all organic and you just see how it goes?
It's honestly organic and I see how it goes, but I think
because I think the skits with your mum is like the best. How do you say mum in your culture? Is it Wafa?
Mama Wafet.
It's like how am I beginning to know that?
Yeah.
Just off the back of your skits, like I would be none of the wiser. So in actual fact, I'm learning about culture via your skits. So I think people don't understand how widespread and how with great power comes great responsibility, but you're making a lot of people laugh and it's humorous.
Yeah. Well, I know like certain themes will always like work well. Like my mom, she by herself, she should create her own page. Like anytime my mom's in something, I know like people are going to love her. Like they have a soft spot for her.
And she's like a character.
And then, she's a character. And then, like, you know, I'm always like falling in love every other day. So that, like, people always want to know about that.
Clever though.
What are you laughing
tapping into that.
What are you laughing at? You're stupid.
It's part of the content. So I had to laugh.
So, like, it's up and down. Like, I don't know. But then I also like to change my style. Like, I started doing the mini mic stuff. That was, like, recent.
Yes.
Like, things that I see that I like to do. Like, sometimes I'll do a prank. Like, you have to be very versatile. But there are themes that I always go back to because they're me, you know?
Yeah. And would you say like stand up, that's a lot more of a not trained skill, but that's something that comes with experience?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, that's a whole different. If you say at least when you're posting on your social media, that's your audience. They've come to see you. They're on your page.
Yeah.
But when you're doing stand up, someone from just outside might walk in. So if that joke don't hit, it could affect now your performance.
Yeah.
Or if they don't understand your banter. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Your humor. What's your thoughts on stand up?
So I do say like stand up comedy is a whole different muscle. It's not easy and it takes a lot of practice. But when I was practicing for my stand up, I had a stand up show in Indiana.
Yeah, I've seen it. I saw like a clip of it.
Yeah, so when I had that, I would go to New York, like small, like hole in the wall places in New York and do like 5 minutes. You pay $5 and you do like 5 minutes on stage. So I test out jokes and I was just getting comfortable on stage because it's a whole different like vibe, right? Different thing. Mm-hmm. So I'd just go to like places where no one would know me. I'd test out the content and see what works, what didn't. What was confusing about that and what I learned while I was up there is that comedians don't like to laugh at other comedians' jokes.
Right.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm like, yo, I thought that was hilarious, you know? I'm like patting myself, and then I look and it's like cricket, like a smile. I'm like,
do you think that's competitiveness?
Yeah, it's that it goes back to that bitterness of like, we're only gonna laugh if it's really funny. Like
it's like
hilarious.
a rapper not supporting your music.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
or like a podcast not.
He's probably thinking about the lyrics and all of that.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about the overall.
From a lens of they've seen so much funny stuff that is is the
Well, it could be their insecurity. Like I can't
when
laugh
you
at her
judge it,
jokes because
like-
it will make her bigger than me. Like these things happen.
Because he's supposed to enjoy the movie, right? Not judge the movie.
No, and another thing is, I learned that when you're doing your set, they're practicing their set in their head, so they're not even like in tune
Listening.
because they're gonna go up next.
Oh wow.
So a lot of times they're practicing, and I kind of like the first time I was doing it, I was like, oh my God, what's my first joke? What's my second joke? So even though people were going up, I was like, because I was in another zone. So I don't know how often that happens. I've heard a bunch of comedians say they're kind of in their own zone and worried about themselves, and that there's like a vibe where they don't like to support each other. But I was lucky enough to have like some stand-up comedians in my community, like Iman Morgan,
Nice.
and Eunice, like people like that helped me like take whatever stand up I had and like transform it to like a better level. So
Yeah.
I had that advantage of having like stand up comedians really help me with my material.
I hear that. And do you I like to translate. So in music, if you're about to perform, the person that's performing before you, are you even listening to their set? Or are you even taking, because you're up next.
No.
See,
So you're like naturally preparing. You might.
Yeah, it just depends, right? It depends. If it's one of my friends, I might go and support, right? If it's not, then I might just go rehearse my shit at the
Exactly.
backstage. Yeah.
Yeah. So
True.
your mind's kind of elsewhere, innit?
Yeah, because you have a big show after. But how long was the show? How long was the stand up?
So my stand up was 20 minutes. But
But
then
I bet, sorry to cut you, but I'm sure 20 minutes feels like 2 hours on stage.
no,
Or does it
actually
go
it felt very good.
Okay,
actually on stage. I was nervous because it was my first time, but like after like the first 3 minutes of me stuttering on stage, then I just loosened up. Like basically like this podcast. Like I was like asleep the first 10 minutes, and now I'm awake.
Now we warmed you up,
Yeah.
and now we can see who you really
Now I'm
are.
good.
Yeah, I hear that.
So-
Sick. So
But yeah,
it's-
comedians, you know, it's not out of the ordinary that people in the same field don't like to necessarily support you. I think
Yeah.
it's rare. I think it's rare when someone in your field like opens up and is like, I'm a fan of yours. That's why we don't repost Jibber Jabber. It's too tough, because obviously he's doing bits, so we're trying to catch up so that we don't really, you know what I'm saying. But with that being said,
So
I
much
hear you.
drama on
I
this
hear you.
podcast. So much drama. I don't know what I signed up for.
Nah, you love it. I know. Listen, we're gonna talk after.
So when is the next
don't-
stand up?
I don't know. I have to plan that out. I was gonna do like a tour in
Dubai.
America.
It's coming back. Dubai.
Dubai. I'm down to do it in Dubai. I
Yeah,
just
why
need to find
not?
a venue that doesn't want to like gyp me, like, and
Yeah,
split
okay.
costs like in a ridiculous way. So I'm just like waiting on a venue that will support what I'm doing in a
Yeah,
proper
yeah.
way, and then I'm
get that
down. I have the material. I want to practice. I want to make people laugh. I know people will come out, so I'm down.
Yeah,
Let's go.
No, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Let's
That's good
go.
to be open to things.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot. Actually, quickly before I jump onto this, your content, I think it's fair to say that you play certain characters. One of the characters is of somebody that's a single individual.
I don't play that. Why? What? Yo, he's giving bad vibes. As I said, this man is propaganda.
I think
I am single.
You know that. You know
You
them
play
people.
single?
You know them people.
Are you playing?
He's trying to say, I know you married.
Yeah, you know she got. How comes on your
Where's the
screensaver?
ring?
How comes on your screensaver you're holding like two twins? Like it's not making sense.
That never happened.
Breastfeeding, like they're your kids,
What?
bro. They're your kids.
What?
You know when like someone secretly got a family but got to play up to, you know what I'm saying?
Have you lost your mind? I am single and looking. You are the worst wingman I could ever have.
I ain't no wingman.
Yeah, I know. Clearly.
But yeah,
Clearly.
With that being said, okay, the content that you're putting out there, do you get like a certain reception, DMs, response? Because
I do.
You remind people that look, I'm single. I'm looking for
Do you look
my
at these
Superman.
profiles or no? Do you check those profiles?
I'm sure you know what I'm saying, because you're feeding into that.
No, let me tell you what. So I don't really respond to like guys in DMs. Wait, but that's not a good thing to say because then they won't DM me.
Just
Hold on. How do I charge
Put
this?
the
I'm scared to
criteria.
catch a case. That's what I mean. I'm like, I don't want to catch a case. You know how rappers get caught with like these side chicks and stuff? I'm scared. I don't even have a husband. I'm just scared to catch a case. Like for real. Like I don't want it to be headlines like May responds to
Yeah.
a guy and then they have the whole combo.
Yeah.
'Cause
Like,
I know your shit's flooded. I know it's flooded.
a little bit.
So she got on like, struggling to find. Nah, we
But
know
can I
there's
tell you
people.
something? It's also hard for a pimp out here. Let me tell you why. Because I liked somebody before I came, and and I was like, hey, listen, are you thinking about marriage? Like, do you want to talk? And he was like, honestly, May. Oh, this is the word. This is unbelievable. It's like, honestly, May, like, I think you're a really cool girl, but I don't want to date an influencer. Like, I can't handle that. Like, there's too many guys. Too many guys around you. Because also comedy is male dominated, right? There's not a lot of females.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I have a group chat. And
Can you cut your career because of that?
Hell no. And he missed out on the best thing he could have ever. He could never.
Do you think that's an insecurity thing?
Now I'm on revenge mode.
Right. Do you think?
What you laughing at?
She's gonna
could never
go on the DM, just accelerate.
Yo.
Set up an OnlyFans. Anyway.
No, but it's okay. Like, it's people's preferences, right?
No, I hear that. But you know what? It's funny because
some people can't handle it, and some people are in the field and get it.
Maybe it's an insecurity thing, but I have a group chat, and I've got like 4 other friends in there, and it's only me and someone else that's taken. So the other 3 guys, sometimes we send them like.
Every guy has this guy chat.
Profile.
Every guy has this nasty.
Every girl has their girl chat.
Y'all are the nastiest people. Like, y'all have the
Yeah, it's mad.
I have
it's mad. Yeah, the shit's in the group chat.
No, and I'm just like, you guys are filthy. Like, you have the worst.
It's dangerous in
group
there.
chats, and y'all screenshot everything and share. That's why I'm scared to catch a kid. I would never. Y'all share everything. You will not catch.
I know there's a homies watching. It's like, don't you dare reveal the mad thing. But all I'm saying is, like, say for example, I might like someone might put a profile in there and be like, yo, Dave, she might be for you. And I've heard before, no, she got too much followers.
Yeah,
it's mad. Like,
is it insecurities, right? Like, I will never be her type. That type of.
I don't know.
I think it's
so much. Is she like? Is that one of the things?
Yeah.
I think men like girls that are like low key, and they think with the following comes a certain level of drama, or you're gonna have a lot of attention. So I don't know whether they're ready to deal with that.
Yeah.
It could be an insecurity though.
Because if you trust
the person, it has a bit of insecurities.
What's your thoughts?
I think they like, let's say they like me from far, like they like my personality, but then they'll see like the type of attention that I do get, and it's intimidating, or they don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, even if a guy's in the field, or he's I was gonna say Arab, like if he's like me, he'll understand it, but he won't want it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll get the same, because even other Arab influencers, like, he'll get the same type of attention, but
for his woman to have it,
for his woman to have it, it's a hell no. It's a hell no. He wants that girl at the end of the day that has a regular job on the low.
That's fucked though. Like, that's another thing. Like, in the Arab world, where like I can have attention, my woman cannot. I can be an influencer, my woman, even if she's funnier than me.
But you know what's interesting? Like, what's interesting is hearing it from yourself, because it's not like you have X amount of following. It's not like you have 1 million followers and all you do is post explicit content. That's not the case. Your stuff is very work related and comedy. So I can't see the issue with the reception that you're getting personally.
Well, let me break it down for you so you can perceive it. Like, I'm always surrounded. Let's say there's an event, right? I go to the event because I'm like one of the only female like Arab American content creators, or comedy content creators. So I'll go. And it's a room full of guys, and I network and I talk to everybody. So imagine like I'm there with like a date or somebody who's dating me and seeing me like talk, ha ha ha, ha, and I'm not gonna be like, hey, how are you, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I have genuine conversations, and I'm a bubbly person.
Yes.
So it takes a lot, like, and that's not just like an event. Let's say like my videos, like I go interview guys, and I'm like, hey, so what's up? So,
but they should know you, because obviously it's you, but what the side he's gonna see of you is no one else is getting that. So there's a privilege in that. But I think it is an insecurity thing. But with that being said, do you feel like now you have to date people that not necessarily in your field, but might have a bit of following themselves so they understand it? Like, what's your thoughts on
I think I have to date people who get it. And I don't care if they have a following or not. I just feel like they have to be understanding and like supportive. Like I don't want to date a guy that's like, oh, you're Instagramming today? Oh, are you doing a skit, a little skit, or downplay what I'm doing? Like,
do you think that's an old
big
school?
No.
Do you think that's an old school
Big
mentality?
no-no.
Do you think that's an old school mentality?
It's just like some people don't respect like content creation or like, you know, different platforms, or oh, you Instagram, you take a picture, oh, blah, 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 when I do like a lot more than that. So I don't want anybody downplaying like my work.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's all jokes aside, I don't think that's warranted, to be fair. But again, it just comes down to insecurity.
But it's new
personally.
school, so at the same time, it's hard for people to understand. Yeah, like
respect it as such.
Yeah.
No, I hear that. What's your thoughts?
I think it's true, man. I think I agree. That's it.
What do you agree with?
I'm not gonna talk too much.
You ain't gonna do it.
I'm gonna pass.
if I speak, I'm in big trouble.
So what if your wife was an artist? Is your wife an artist?
She DJs with me on stage.
Okay.
That's why it's interesting me hearing
performs,
you say
I
that.
perform. She DJs, and I met her. She was DJing. So my perspective.
Did you have any worries?
Different. No, not really. Because listen, I think what I'm doing is weird in the community, anyways. So I can't be closed-minded, because otherwise I'm contradicting what I'm doing, right? My father used to tell me, listen, man, you can't have Jeds if you're still going to go to work 9 to 5, right? Until I'm like, listen, I work on TV. They're okay about it to school, and then they let me go, because they're not trying to block me of who I'm trying to be. They're just trying to save me from the world, really, because they're like, you can't. They're gonna judge you. They're gonna do that, this, that. So he's trying to teach me shit, you know. But like now, it's just I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I hear that. I just think it's funny. Like some people are okay with. Like they might follow a woman with X amount of following and like the pictures and stuff, but when it comes to their woman, it's like they want a completely different woman.
And that's how it is. It's very backwards.
Because imagine you're sitting with your boys, right? And imagine your husband chilling with his boys, right? And then one of his boys is like, yo, check this girl out. She's funny. And it turns out to be you.
But she's funny. That's okay.
So what am I supposed to do about that? It's a blessing. I can't help it.
Some boys can have their ego won't allow them, and it depends where they're from. It depends where your husband is from.
For me, it's different.
Where his boys is from.
For me, it's different
because it comes down to community, bro. Society. Our society, they might not take it this, bro.
For me, it's different.
You know, like it's just thinking the arrow's gonna come out. You know,
if someone is saying, "Look at this girl, she's got her arse out," but that's different. But if my wife does comedy and they're like, oh, look at this girl, she's funny, and it's my missus.
Comedy and
I would see that as like
comedy.
Yeah, I would see that as positive. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Everyone's different.
But it takes a certain type of man,
bro. You need
think
to be
like that.
Educated.
No, you need to be open-minded for sure.
You can't, bro. You can't be.
It's interesting, man. And I think that's why I'm always very interested in what it is that you two are doing, because of the culture you're coming from. Yeah. So for me, it's very interesting with regards to how is it accepted? Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're pushing the boundaries a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and also like let's say like when you're coming to get married, you're also having the marriage of the families, right? So imagine like a guy telling his mom, oh, she does social media. You know what I mean? Like, you have to take in factor, like, families, you know? Because a lot of guys are mama's boys.
That's it.
Okay? And a lot of, like, guys worry about what their families think. They don't want to just bring, you know, they end up being with the type of woman their mom wants, right? Like, or somebody that's very safe, right?
Yeah.
So you have to take it. It's not just that. It's that, and plus would she fit in my family?
I think it's funny because, like, I'd seen another one of your skits and you was talking about, I don't know whether it was a skit or whether you was... not interviewing people. What is it when you're outside and you're
street interviews?
Yeah. So when you were saying like, what's the best pickup lines?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it's like, bro, okay, you're living in New York, but you're from an Arab culture. So we've had this conversation in the past where I'm saying to you, yo, you see a fresh, nice Habibti. You know what I'm saying? Little nice joint ting. Yeah. How do you approach that person because of where we are? You know, it could be seen as like disrespectful to go up to that person and try to communicate with them. So how do you even break that barrier? Do you know what I'm saying? And you was obviously saying that there was ways that you go about it, but
back in the days, the way people used to pick up girls, it was the funniest shit. You have to be creative.
How?
Because you can't be just walking on and be like, hey.
Tell her how you go about it, because it's fucking hilarious.
I would love to know this.
All right, cool. Traffic light. You're in this car. The other girl's in another car. Traffic light, red. Roll down the window. Write your number on the paper. Just smack. Just smack her. I swear. She's going to call at night.
Stop right now.
Yeah.
Smack? Does it hit her in the head?
Just tell her, roll down the window.
Boom. Yeah. That's how they go
Drive
about
off.
it still.
And then just wait at
What
night,
in
12,
the
11 p.m.
hell?
Sickest trick in the book, you know?
And I was obviously
I would be
saying-
like, someone attacked me. I'll be on
Yeah.
Instagram. Someone attacked me today with a paper. Oh my God, we're going on the news stations.
You're
I
going to
would
come out
not
at 4
think-
p.m., come back home at 9, you probably have like 20 of those. It's normal. Like, no one's going to, that's the thing.
I've been in the
Even
airport.
if you tell them, just give me that.
Huh?
Next skit.
Next skit? How are
there
guys
you go.
put in
Write
Dubai?
that down. Like, yeah.
But
Trust
nowadays,
me.
now
I got
it
hit on
changed.
today.
Now it
Hit
changed
on.
too. You know what happens?
Literally hit on.
Yeah.
It developed though. Now, if you're sitting in a cafe, right,
It developed.
and your airdrop is on,
Oh, bro,
You're
I've had
done.
that. I've had that.
You're done.
I've had that. I flew to
bro.
where was I? Kuwait.
Yeah.
And I was in the airport. And my airdrops and I'm thinking, what? Someone wants to send you something. But like when I'm looking around, like
No one
I
is
can't
looking.
see no one. So I'm thinking, what? So I just thought, nah, this is dodgy. I thought maybe it's a virus or something. Anyway, it kept coming up. I thought, accept. And it was like a number and like a selfie of a person. And when I turn around, I see this Arab like woman, like a proper, you know what I'm saying, like Arab girl, and I was like, what? This is mad.
That's crazy.
This is mad.
But I respect it. You got to do what you got to do
in
sometimes.
the
like-
plane, yeah.
That's
You know?
They do that even in the plane.
Yeah,
You
that's
go
mad.
back, switch on the airport. I'm telling you.
No one
airdrop.
airdropped me on this trip.
But you
Yeah,
know
I'm
what?
telling
Like you're talking about pickup lines, but we're living in an era where a lot of stuff is social media based. So, like, when's the last time you even heard a pickup line, like in person? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Surely it's just a DM, and these are people that you've already said that you kind of ignoring. So how does that person approach you?
Like, how should a person approach me?
Yeah,
I think
like spell it out for the guys out there that are looking and saying, "Yo,
finally a question I can relate to.
you know what I'm saying?" They
Finally
say,
a question I'm
Pen and
passionate
paper.
"Yo,
about.
Let's go.
made a thing. Let me. How do I go about this?"
Kalimni. No, I'm just. Like, hi, May. It's so nice to meet you. I have Bitcoin. I'm serious. Like, you want to live? Do you want to live lavishly? Come, let's hang out and like get to know each other. I think that's
That's the best
just
way to go about it.
simple. Just keep it simple like that.
You know the vibes. It's
Yeah.
cool. All right. Anyway, let's just wrap this up. It was lovely having you on. Appreciate
you.
it. Good
Thank
vibes.
you so much.
Lots of laughter. I must say, check out her content. You want to tell them your page, TikTok, everything. Make sure you get out there.
You already know.
Tell the people what the vibes are.
Sure. It is Maisvault, MAISVAULT on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You know the
Find
vibes.
me
Like
there.
and subscribe to your chest. Just put the, you put the app up here somewhere where people can click on it and stuff like that.
Click over
And all
here.
my Arab brothers, all my acts out there.
All I gotta say,
hit me up if you.
crypto.
Crypto. I don't discriminate. He doesn't have to be Arab, just
Oh, right,
Muslim.
right.
Stop boxing me. Oh my God, this man. I am getting a suffocation.
Acts is that's a Muslim thing, you know what I'm saying? Like there's black acts, white acts.
Exactly.
So all my acts out there with a bit of crypto, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up, I'll sort out the thing and the vibes, yeah? Anyway, it was
You can pay the mahar with crypto. You know, it's
Yeah.
That is accepted.
That's accepted.
crypto
Everything,
puppy and all them things there. Anyway,
Yes.
thanks for locking in. Nothing but love. Like and subscribe, you know the vibes. We are out.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.